Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Tim Sandy and I'm a VMware Systems Engineer. In this month's Sales Training 101 session, we are going to talk about end user computing, more specifically about Horizon 6 as well as Desktop as a Service or DaaS. So end user computing and the vision that VMware has, as well as many other companies, has changed because the needs of many companies, as well as the technology, has changed dramatically over the last several years. In today's corporate environment, companies need to be able to present desktops as well as a workplace to access them along with applications and services to their employees, basically using any device from anywhere. So whether it be a tablet, whether it be from a work laptop or desktop from work, or a personal device, as well as being able to access it from work, as well as at home or a coffee shop. And at the same time, they need their IT departments to be able to present all of this to their employees in an enterprise fashion while keeping management and security in mind and adhering to all those corporate policies to do that. So that is the end user computing vision of today. VMware has two primary ways in which to provide a customer end user computing capabilities, more specifically your virtual desktops. The first way is using Horizon 6, which is your on-premise solution that is using your VDI or Horizon View, which is your virtual desktops. And then we also have the cloud-based, which is the Horizon DaaS or Desktop as a Service, which runs on top of the vCloud hybrid service. So you have an on-premise solution as well as a cloud-based solution. Now, some of you may be very familiar with the old Horizon suite and some of the components of it. That has changed to the new Horizon 6 editions, which we'll talk in the next slide. But the old Horizon suite consisted of the three core products primarily, which was Horizon View, which is your virtualized desktops, Horizon Mirage, which was your centralized image management for physical desktops, and then Workspace, which again gives you that one place for an employee to log in securely and have access to all their applications, data, and such. So that was the old Horizon suite and how it was kind of set up. But now with Horizon 6, we have three different editions is the way it's presented and offered. First, we have Horizon View Standard. Horizon View Standard gives you your virtual desktop or VDI solution, as well as the ability to create thin app packages. And then it also gives you your licensing for vSphere and vCenter for desktop. It is on a per current connection basis for the licensing model. Then we have the Horizon Advanced, which has everything in the standard, but then also includes the unified workspace, again giving you that central location to have access to all your applications, as well as your View desktops. We also provide the virtual SAN licensing, which I'll talk a little bit more about as far as what that is. And then as well as the Mirage capability to do your image management. And that is on a concurrent user or named user basis for the advanced. Then we have the highest level, which is Enterprise, which has everything in the previous two editions, but then it also includes vCenter operations for management for View. So this way with vCenter operations, you can not only manage your server virtual environment, but now you can also manage your virtual desktops as well from the same interface and basically manage and view your entire virtualized infrastructure. And then it also includes the vCenter Orchestrator plugin as well. And that is also concurrent user and named user. All of these editions are sold in either 10 or 100 license packs. So some new key features to Horizon 6 from the View perspective. Previously, if you had separate physical data centers and you had View deployments in both of them, you had to manage those View environments separately. Now with the cloud pod architecture, you can now combine using this pod architecture your two environments in two different locations, and you can manage them essentially from one management interface. So it's much easier for administrators. View hosted apps, they've integrated and give ability to access from any device many different types of applications, such as your Microsoft RDSH, your remote desktop hosted apps. Also, XenApp integration for if you have some XenApp applications in your environment already, it will integrate with that. And also, of course, our ThinApp applications, which again was a part of that View Standard Edition. Virtual SAN is a software-defined storage. It was originally engineered specifically for VDI solutions because of the high performance needs of VDI environments. It takes your local storage on each of your ESX hosts, combines them together, and creates a virtual data store that you can use instead of maybe a normal traditional SAN. Unified Workspace, again, that is the place where your employees can log into once into one environment, and then gives them and presents to them access to any virtual desktops that they are entitled to, as well as all the various different types of apps that I talked about previously. So there's an example of that image down in the lower right hand corner there. It also integrates with Office 365, non-SAML type web apps. So there's a lot of integration with all sorts of apps that can be integrated into Workspace. We mentioned also vCenter Operations for View. That is integrated again so that you have that one pane of glass for both your server virtualization as well as your virtual desktops. And of course, we have integration between Mirage View and Workspace. Some additional key things to mention. We did also add the support for using Server 2012 as a part of your View infrastructure. So any of those View servers, they can be used on 2012 servers. We also have compatibility with Link 2013, and as far as desktop OSs, all the way up to Windows 8.1 support. The Horizon client used to connect to virtual desktops, of course, has been updated to accommodate any and all new features. And then again, when we're referencing View and Mirage support, we now are at end of life for local mode for View. That is no longer available in the new editions. So here is the unified workspace. It gives you a little bit of an example of what it looks like. You can do some customized branding. You have one central app catalog that users can go in and add applications that they're entitled to, as well as the numerous other things that we discussed: SaaS applications, Citrix compatibility, Office 365, Google Apps, ThinApps, Horizon hosted apps, as well as your virtual desktop. So once they log into their Workspace portal, they will have access to all these applications and desktops. And it's essentially one login, one experience, any device from anywhere. And Mirage, we mentioned. Again, that is the capability to do image management for your physical devices. Again, it makes your administration much easier for managing those images for various different devices, especially for updating as well as backup and recovery of your images. And it uses layering technology to do that. So that's just an overview of what the Mirage product does. So let's talk about Desktop as a Service now, or DaaS. DaaS is essentially a virtual desktop infrastructure built on the vCloud hybrid service, as you've probably heard already. So your virtual desktops are the only thing that a company needs to worry about with the DaaS solution. VMware handles all that underlying infrastructure that's in the vCloud hybrid service that your virtual desktops run on. Again, it gives you the ability from any device from anywhere to connect up to your virtual desktops, whether it be from the corporate office or whether from home or maybe a coffee house. The DaaS service has three offerings. Now, primarily, most of the time when you're speaking with your customers, you're probably going to be talking about the VMware Horizon DaaS in the upper right-hand corner that resides on vCloud Hybrid Service. We do also have an offering for VSPP partners that would like to be a service provider for DaaS and then also offer additional services on top of DaaS themselves for like maybe desktop support functions or maybe OS and application patching for the customer. But there are certain requirements to being a VSPP partner and being a part of that particular offering. And then there's also the other offering of the on-premise version of DaaS, and the same thing with that is it fits a certain niche need, and it is only going to be for certain individuals that may want that. So primarily when you're talking to your customers, you're going to be talking about the vCloud hybrid service hosted instance of DaaS, where we manage all the infrastructure and then they only manage the desktops. So DaaS is broken down into two editions. You have a standard and an advanced. The standard is $35 a desktop per month, and the advanced is $50 a desktop per month. As you see, the difference between them is basically the resources, the number of vCPUs or VRAM or hard drive, and then the advanced also has some soft 3D rendering capability as well. These are sold in 50 packs of desktops, and so when you're talking to your customers, make sure they understand that the minimum is a 50 pack, and then if they need 100, just get 250 packs, whatever is needed, but that is the minimum amount of desktops that they can purchase. The biggest thing you want to talk to your customers about when referencing DaaS is the predictable cost associated to using DaaS. Many IT managers and higher ups within the companies need to forecast their costs associated to IT. With DaaS, we make it very simple for them. Because we VMware are managing all that underlying infrastructure, your costs are very straightforward. So there's no upfront cost for capital expenses or CapEx, because you're not having to build out a VDI solution, which means servers as well as the operational costs associated to running those physical servers in your data center, such as power and AC. No additional costs for any licensing or anything like that. So the costs are very straightforward. Managers can very easily determine what their annual or even monthly costs are going to be for their virtual desktops or DaaS instance. So it makes it very simple from a CapEx and OpEx perspective to know exactly what their costs are. Just to mention real quick, as you may have heard, VMware has bought AirWatch, who is the market leader in mobile device management. We are in the process of making that transition and integrating AirWatch's capabilities into our EUC-based products. It will take a little bit of time to do that, so look for that in the future. Those capabilities being integrated in with our EUC products. Right now, you can, depending on what level you're at, you can purchase some AirWatch SKUs and the different bundles that they have, but it's kind of still through the AirWatch company doing that. So again, we're not fully integrated into all of our VMware products yet, but look for that down the road in a year or so. Just wanted to mention that to keep you apprised. And finally, I'd like to mention Tech Data really tries to help out the reseller. They have their training camp. This is something that if you're not aware of, you need to look into as a reseller. Training camp is essentially there to help guide a reseller through the process of if they want to sell VMware products or if they want to start selling a new VMware product they have not in the past. It will let them know what competencies need to be done in order to be able to sell, what type of tools will be available once those competencies are available to help them sell the VMware products and help to make them successful. Along with that, we also have the TD Solution Center YouTube page. This recording that you're listening to now will be uploaded to the YouTube page, as well as my technical partner manager's monthly sessions that he does, which is more at a 200 to 300 technical level rather than a sales level, as well as many other type of trainings and WebEx sessions that we conduct at Tech Data. All of these get uploaded to YouTube. So if you're looking to get familiar with many of the VMware products and the basics of them, and then as well as some technical aspects, the YouTube page is a great place for you to start. These sessions that I'm doing here every month at the 100 level are typically 15-20 minutes, so they're pretty short. The 200 to 300 level typically are more of a 30 to 50 minute session. So again, just wanted to bring these to your attention. You may want to add a note annotate these links and check them out. That concludes this month's session. I hope it was beneficial to you, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of Tech Data's sales or technical representatives. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions, and I hope you have a wonderful day.